Well, hello on this Tuesday, February 27th. Wow, did I find out some things today? Oh, first, really nothing new in the speeches. I ended up repeating old ones, so go check those out. There we go. Oh, some more sirens. Lovely. Speaking of sirens, so rarely now is a day I don't hear sirens. I remember could easily go a year without hearing sirens. And now it's an everyday occurrence. And when I was at Commissioner's Court today, yeah, I don't know what happened, but there's definitely several sirens going on right outside the courthouse. And I'm pretty sure that used to be a rare occurrence too. And it all boils down to population. Uh, and on the note of population, and if you watched anything I've said or you happen to be at Commissioner's Court, almost every time I mention about or say something about uh, the burden on EMS. Well, if I heard correctly, which I'm sure I did, because I wasn't eavesdropping, I was talking directly to someone that I'm not going to out because, it's this county. It's Williamson County. And they said there is like 7 people now because of the 14 or so. I don't remember the exact number that were available, but it's like cut in half or more than half. Uh, so we'll go with 14. You know what would be nice? Say 20. There used to be only 20 people available for patrolling the county, and we are among the largest, at least in the state, uh, land-wise. And now there's only 7. Are you kidding? I don't think it's possible to manage the area I live in with 7 people. The immediate area, I really don't think it could be done. Uh, I used to do patrols in Iraq, and we total had probably four. Well, I guess with the sergeants and that, 20 people. We're around 20, and that was hard as is. Let alone an area the size of Williamson County. Now I know cities have their city limits, and they are responsible for that. But still, I think the area of Williamson County that is still county property is larger, if not as large, of an area that I patrolled at any one point in Iraq. And we had 20 people. The county only has 7 available. And then there's responders that hop from one 911 call, or is that 3 ones? 911 call, 9 and 2 ones. 911 call to the other. Are you kidding? And you're telling me there's not too many people as is? What a joke. And they tell me that with a straight face. But, as I said, I just finished my speech, which I believe was the last video, if not video before. I just said the whole thing. It took me, so I guess 2 videos ago. Check that one out. That should be it. Because it's taken me about 3 weeks to finish that speech for 3 minutes. So, moving on, I was informed today that there is a local code to be voted in. It's called local code 392, if I remember correctly. And from what I've seen online, it most likely is, but it seems that there's a new amendment coming in. I'm sure people more competent than me can easily figure it out. But local code 392 but says that any land, regardless of its current use, can be taken. It's eminent domain on steroids. And that's what baffles me. And I haven't read through the whole thing because this party in lieu of party two, if party three does, that type of lawyer talk just confuses the living daylights out of me. And my brain shuts down. No matter, I mean, I can read the words, but make sense of it, I fail miserably at. So, yeah, they don't have nearly enough people to patrol the county as is, yet they're adding more to it, making themselves a bigger terrorist target, and, they're just, wow, they're really going after people. And talking about eminent domain, uh, it's definitely a situation uh, of you're used to bad for so long. When something good comes around, you're totally suspicious of it. I doubt, well, no one watches my channel, but that's a situation I feel I'm in because I complained a lot about we can't even take care of local roads. Roads we already have, but yet more is being built. And they are finally fixing the roads. Now, how well, I don't know. That are around my immediate area, which I'm pretty sure it's like, hey, so he's complained about it. He'll see it. He'll talk about it. Well, here I am talking about it. I just feel that it's, the wolf in sheep's clothing type deal. Is that the only reason they're fixing these roads now is so they can put construction on it later. As in, put housing on farms through this 392 code. Or code 392. It's sort of rubbing my face of how dare I speak out against the establishment. I mean, that's what it feels like. And in the code, if the part that I think I understand correctly, again, please let me know, either at Commissioner's Court or through YouTube. So, if you saw the one video, I broke down in tears while talking. And it's basically one of the things I've been thinking for a while. I wrote the words, didn't have a problem with it, but saying them out loud is, admitting them hurt. And ever since then, there was, I think it's called Health and Welfare. A guy came, tried to be friends, really wasn't working out for him, and he started off asking, could he come into my house? And he kept asking, I kept saying no. And he said, well, you talk about the problems you have with your house. If you want help, I'm going to have to come in and look. And I'm telling you these problems exist. That's that's all you need proof of. It's coming out of my mouth. And if I don't know something, I tell you, hey, this is how I see it. I don't know how true it is. Or I tell you, no, I laid eyes on. It is definitely a problem. And then he supposedly got some people, talked to some people that may or may not be willing to help. And he said, well, I have to go in and see. And then tell them to coordinate things. bring him here. But my mother relented, gave in, which I think is a mistake, and he came in and inspected the house. And this is where things tie in. I haven't seen him for 3 weeks. Now, granted, what I'm, the help I need is a lot. And he has other things he has to do. I realize that. But at the same time, he was here almost once a week. Uh, oh, yeah, I think, yeah. Once a week, or at least 2 weeks, and it's been 3 weeks. So I fully believe he came in, wanted to be in my house to report to his master, because the county itself didn't send him. It was a county employee, yes, but it wasn't a county mission for health and welfare. It was a county employee, didn't like what I was saying, saw a vulnerable point, and they wanted to inspect my house for, to see the living conditions and maybe kick me out through whatever law that there is, or what they will tell me, so that they don't have to deal with me anymore. Possibly, I feel he's looking for one of two things. I'm not going to say what they are, but specifically looking for one of two things, if not both. Didn't find them, so they're like, well, we didn't find anything. That, or they're planning to redo the local code 392, go, oh, wow, his living conditions are so bad, we can take it under this law, and then, oh, we don't have to deal with him. And, that seems far-fetched till you've lived in this county long enough to realize if it's dirty, crooked, and wrong, most likely the city, county, and the city and county workers and their politicians will do just that. As I said, there was it mayor? Yeah, mayor that rezoned an area because one person had opposition to. And a few people besides me, are speaking out against this problem. And I fully believe that's why this law is coming in. It's why it's being revised as much as possible. I mean, they'll muck the cars. They will take thousands, hundreds of thousands, not millions of dollars from one project to move it to a project they personally approved. But they won't, I don't know if there's a law against that or not. But they won't move hundreds of thousands, if not millions, from one project to improve people's lives. Like, oh, build a decent homeless shelter. Improve roads we already have before moving on to others. Cheating, what I'm saying is cheat the system in that way, but for our own good. Dang, I had him. All right. Killenber Law. I don't remember. I mean, it says his name so fast, and I'm so afraid of mispronouncing it. But definitely this guy. And then she also seems to be on the up and up about things. And then it's Vote Catherine. Talked to these two people not extensively, but I talked to them a bit, and they definitely see what's going on and are willing to do what they can, if they're voted in, to do what their position can to make things better. I mean, people are really done with this crookedness. And I've said it before, I can understand, alright, using the system to help yourself a little bit, but to screw over a non-politician's life is just too far. Uh, and to those paying attention and playing along, they will realize Local Code 392 was talked about at the 10 o'clock meeting for Commissioner's Court or shortly thereafter. And I wasn't there. I, of course, the one day I have a reason to stay and deal with that, I could not because I had an appointment, which is probably more of a failure on my part. But at the same time, what more could I possibly say that I haven't said already? I would just be repeating myself. They know my stance, and yet think I'm being coy on it. But I haven't seen that yet. Videos that don't load till late. But yeah, I mean, when you think you know how bad it is, but it's way worse, welcome to Williamson County. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.